Really awesome about, well, it's not awesome, but kind of sad about this is one of these players is going to get eliminated after this series.
That's true. This is the lower bracket. You make a great point. Only one of these guys can advance. The depth of talent here at IPL 5 has just been absolutely superb.
Absolutely.
And sadly, one of these guys is going to go home at this point. So will it be the crowd favorite Stephano? Will it be Complexity's Heart? We'll find out, guys. Let's get into the game.
Absolutely. And spawning up here in the top right corner of Cloud Kingdom, spawning as our red Zerg, we do have EG Stephano as our red Zerg. And you want to go ahead and introduce our Terran player?
And in the bottom left corner of Cloud Kingdom, ladies and gentlemen, as the blue Terran player representing Complexity Gaming, can he defeat Stephano? That is the question. It is Heart.
Yeah, so there's the nice little good luck, have fun from Stephano. Always manner in every game that I've seen. And yeah, like we were talking about, one of these players will be eliminated after this series, unfortunately. But be sure to go ahead and support your player of choice. Make sure to tweet at them, give them as much support as you can, because their tournament life really does depend on it. And these guys, both Stephano, I've seen Stephano with his fans out in the crowds, outside today, and he's just so friendly to everybody. Heart is the same way. He's got a really good personality to him. So, make sure to tweet at them and let them know how you feel and everything.
No, I think that's a really great point you bring up there. The players actually at this tournament and the environment has just been so fantastic. We've had people walking up and down saying hello to the fans, taking photos, giving out signatures. Everyone has just been really happy here. It's a fantastic venue here at the Cosmopolitan. And if you're not here, I hope that you can grab just a little bit of the atmosphere from watching the streams. The main stage, of course, is fantastically set up, and the production value there is through the roof. And over here, of course, we have good games left, right, and center. This is stream number 3, guys, and we have Stephano Heart for one of these guys going out of the tournament. So much stuff going on this weekend.
Yeah, and we were just talking about right before we got started here was the GSL this weekend. It's going to be so awesome. Of course, GOM is doing all the production for this weekend.
Yeah.
And GSL this weekend, I'm so excited. For those of you who guys didn't get to go to IPL 4 last year, they did such a great job, and then we got to watch GSL as well. So for one of the best events I've been to so far. And how about yourself? What's been your favorite event this year? You've been all over the place.
Well, this is, I have to be honest, though. Like, if you take a look at the venue and the production here, just in the main hall, the scale and scope of what these guys are doing are absolutely amazing. As far as just walking into a venue and being completely blown away, I think this really does take the cake. IPL 5 is such a stacked tournament as well, and I think it really goes to show that we are in, I believe, the losers bracket round 3, and one of these guys already has to go home, and you're thinking, wait, this could very easily be a tournament final somewhere else. So really strong talent here, and I'm very excited to be watching this game as we do see a Marine now just going to be shoving that Overlord away as Heart goes for that command center.
Yep, going 1x expand, nothing too crazy as of yet. And of course, Stephano going for a hatch first. Hasn't shown too much, just kind of doing your normal builds. And right now, we've seen some pretty good shifts in the metagame in ZVT. And as far as Cloud Kingdom goes, I'm trying to figure out what to expect from a player like Heart. A lot of people criticized Heart in the past for some of his builds. He was, kind of the 2-base Terran for a little while there, did a lot of timing.
Sure, of course.
And as of lately, we've seen him do, I would say, more macro-oriented, kind of go into later stages of the game. Right now, we are seeing him grab double gas, though.
That's really interesting, and I'd love to find out what he's going to be doing with that gas a little bit later on. But just to touch on a point that you were talking about there, Jay, I think, and a fast Roach Warren coming out from Stephano there. I think it's tricky, because at the end of the day, you please fans by winning.
Sure.
And if you are so good with these 1 or 2 base timings, like of course Heart was known for a little while, he was winning a lot of games with them. And if you're winning, then you want to stay winning. And if he just executes them that well, that's fantastic. I was at IM Singapore last week, and a lot of people were criticizing Sting for opening up 2 racks all the time. And it wasn't always 11-11. Sometimes it would be an eco 2 racks. But it was rarely, I don't think we actually saw a single double proxy from him. It was actually just 2 racks pressure every game.
Yeah.
And people were saying, oh, I'm a little bit sick of this. I can kind of predict it. And it's like, well, he was getting so much success with it, and his opponents were unable to deal with it quite a lot of the time. And he ended up, of course, getting into the finals and winning the tournament that started with no Terran. So who could blame him? So I'm defending Heart in that respect, and I'd love to see what he's going to be coming up with here. It looks like he's just going to be going for a reactor at the moment, going to be planting down on that barracks right now, and he's going for his very quick third command center.
This could actually be really bad for him. He's, of course, going for Reactor Hellion right now. Stephano with 9 roaches on the field right now is going to go right around. I don't know if it's Stephano's psychic or something, man, but he's got a really good read to him. Cart is taking a quick third command center, which is probably the worst situation you want to be in.
It really is. Stephano coming out, busting out his Jedi mind tricks here on Cloud Kingdom. You will go standard build. You will play super greedy, and then all of a sudden popping out with the roaches as well. Stephano now marching across the map, went around the watchtower, and the first two Hellions get literally the most unwelcome sight I think they could possibly get, J. Morrow.
And Hart is going to have to retreat to his high ground. There's just no way he can hold this. Not only is he getting a third command center, but he is going for a quick starport. And now Stephano's pushing up the ramp here, actually targeting down some of the SCVs. SCV's doing a great job walling off. The Marines are doing quite a bit of damage, but Stephano's doing a good job of keeping them on the low ground and targeting down some of those units. The SCV count is going to start dipping here pretty quickly, already up to 7 kills already. And Stephano, I'm not sure if he's going to break through here.
No, this is incredibly difficult to hold. I mean, Stephano with these roaches, they're just so unbelievably resilient. The Hellions do next to no damage to them. Pulling all the SCVs now from Hart. No, it's not for an all-in, guys. It is a last-ditch defense here as Stephano is comprehensively taking Hart apart with a blind early roach. I mean, this was a great decision coming out of Stephano, and it's paying so much dividends. Let's take a look at what the work account is as it currently stands. We have a grand total of 43 to 20 harvesters.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And Stephano behind this grabbed double gas while his roaches were on the way to Hart's base. Actually is going for a lair already and taking a third base. Playing this very, very smart. He's not going to overextend. He's not going to do a second wave of a bunch of speedlings and some more roaches and try and break through, because at this point Hart does have Hellions. He does have Marauders. He would be able to fend off, hopefully, a follow-up to it. But instead, Stephano's going to macro up behind it. He's starting to drone again, getting a couple of roaches defensively. And so he's going to be in a really, really great position here in just a few minutes.
I think it's worth pointing out as well that grabbing that third command center isn't necessarily horrible or anything like that, but it is potentially horrible when you do it blind, which is basically what Hart did just now. Had he gone in and scouted that, okay, Stephano's not coming in with any sort of aggression, I'm going to grab my third CC and try and harass with Hellions, that's great, but unfortunately he never saw the roaches were coming across the map there, and that made all the difference. Stephano now on 68 supply versus 50, but he's getting his third base up and running now, and there's really not too much Hart can do about it.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. I really actually liked what Hart did here. I don't know if you saw this. He's using the rocks to actually kill the creep terminals.
Yeah,
he didn't
really
actually know
good.
where they were, and he just kind of guessed and moved his Hellions around. So it's something kind of unique, of course, coming from a player from Complexity, not super surprising. Hart, very, very talented player. But Stephano getting 1-1 for his Zerglings, getting Zergling speed at this point in the game, and it looks like he's going for roach speed as well, so kind of teching up a little bit. And as for Hart, it looks like he's actually just primarily kind of teching up, just trying to do whatever he can. He's on 3 command centers, but he can only put 2 of them down.
Yeah, this is a tough position for Hart to be in. He's getting 1-1 in stim, which is great, but he's not going to have any sort of timing where he can hit anytime soon. Stephano's still up by 20 workers as well. So Hart's going to have to hole up and try and macro out of this and maybe send a couple of pockets of units in to harass. The problem is those pockets of units are coming at the moment in the form of Hellions, Jay, and those Hellions just don't hold a candle to those roaches.
Yeah, it looks like you're actually getting a Banshee on the field as well. I don't think he has Cloak yet. He doesn't have Cloak for it or anything. So, but again, I don't really think he can do too much damage. I mean, Stephano's got quite a bit of roaches out. He's got decent creep spread, so he's going to be able to deny any sort of harass in that regard. And he's got an Overseer, so I mean, even if he did have Cloak, he'd be completely ready for it.
And 4 racks being added on from Hart, so he is looking for a way to break through in the next couple of minutes. If he can get production ramped up on those, that's going to be really useful. And the Banshee is going to attempt to take these roaches down, but the Honey Badger roaches do not care, Jay. They're going to be marching straight towards the third base. They're going to make sure that Hart is not mining at a third. There are Hellions there, but it's going to be very difficult for him. And another batch of roaches going into the natural. This is catastrophic here for Hart.
Yeah, it looks like Stephano actually switch hit the roaches from the third and is actually moving into the natural, cleaning up more and more SCVs. And at this point, 31 workers have been killed by Stephano. 125 supply, over 57 of Hart. And I think this damage is, I mean, his initial damage was just too much. Hart just could not tech no matter how hard he tried, and he's not going to be ready for this. I mean, Stephano's just going to break through here, tear apart the rest of Hart's armies, and I think, I mean, Hart's got nothing left at this point.
No, you're right. This is game. Even taking, oh, very nice, taking apart the tech lab as well. And I think that was halfway through Combat Shield. I think Stim is, of course, already on the field, but it's really not going to matter. Picking apart the factory as well. And that Banshee must be having the time of her life, knowing that she can get just unlimited free kills here, but it's just not fast enough. I like that Hart transitioned into a Marine tank. I mean, that's basically what you have to do. GG, but just not fast enough there, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was really well played. And, you know,